AITA for getting mad about my boyfriend's guy nights? Obligatory on mobile. So me and my boyfriend, C, have the same friend group. There's 5 guys and 3 girls including myself who are all dating guys in this group. For context, I was introduced to the group 4 years ago and I started dating C over a year ago. He joined a year before we dated. Anyway, on to the story. So the boys in my friend group have started a thing called Guys Night where they go out and do everything we all do together but without us girls. Here's the thing, all of my friends are the boys. I don't know the girls in the group too well, and while I have friends outside the group, I'm nowhere near as close with them as I am this group. They say they need to spend some quality time with their friends and that if I went they'd have to invite their girlfriends. And it's not every so often, it's every 2 weeks on a Saturday, which is the one day I can go out. So basically, while my boyfriend goes out with all my friends, I have to be stuck at home by myself. And what's worse is when we all do hang out, they constantly bring up stuff that happened on Guys Night saying you had to be there. This had been going on months. Last night my boyfriend came over to mine from Guys Night really happy and was texting his friends when I asked him why I couldn't go. He made a vague gesture at my chest and crotch saying I wasn't a guy. I then asked him why he couldn't skip it to spend the night with me and he rolled his eyes. I lost it. I started crying and screaming at him, calling him an asshole for allowing me to be completely isolated when I've told him how idiot is. He ended up leaving and called me a BTCH. He's staying with one of our friends who's saying I was being the off for yelling at him that way. The girls all agree with me though, and I don't know if I should apologize. Edit. I feel like everyone is confusing what I'm saying. I'm not mad he has his own hobbies, that's amazing. I'm just upset that I'm being excluded because of my gender from my friends who I introduced him to. I've been told explicitly this by him and his friends. Also, we don't live together and I only see him a few times a week. Edit 2. I should also add my boyfriend sees all his friends during the week but they schedule Guys Night on the one night I can go out. As I said in a comment, I see him 2-3 times a week and he sees them at least 4 times, 5 on Guys Night. I see my friends once a fortnight. Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, NTA, and I can't believe how many people are being DCKS about it after having misread your post and with you clearly stating multiple times in the comments 1 you don't have a problem with him hanging with the guys per se, 2 you don't live together, and 3 you are upset BC. Literally the only time you have free to spend time with your friends happens to fall on the same night you are being excluded from the friend group. You are NTA, but the people posting here that you are, without taking the time to think critically before responding to beat you up are the assholes. And, if your guy can't see that, he is selfish. If your guy friends can't see that, get new friends BC, they suck. Good luck. Redditor 2, ESH, but only slightly. This is just an awful situation all around. You can't expect to be included in everything. They are allowed to have a boys' night out. But I do suggest you find some new friends though, as they clearly don't look at you as a close friend the same way you look at them. If they purposefully exclude you half the time you can go out, that should tell you a thing or two about how they feel about you. Also, your boyfriend sounds like an asshole. Gesturing to your body and using that as the excuse just made my blood boil. I absolutely hate it when people do that. So yeah, find new friends. People who actually care about you and want to spend time with you. Answer, I'm trying but I'm struggling in the pandemic. The thing is that my friends say they want to invite me, but if they do then they'll have to invite their girlfriends. Redditor 3, NTA, I think your man and your friends are being really inconsiderate of the fact you care for your grandfather and have a full-time job and literally have 114 days out of a fortnight to yourself. They really should be at least considerate of this and let you join and have fun in your very busy life regardless of your gender. I completely understand how it would make you feel bad, especially since they were your friends first. Plus, I don't really understand all these comments of just make new friends. It's really hard to make friends as an adult as it is without the pandemic, And I'm assuming Op doesn't want to lose the friends she's had for years because her boyfriend is being a DCK. If your man is really that adamant on having his little boys club on the one day in 2 weeks that you're free, I suggest you find a new one. Redditor follow-up. Funny how you say that just make new friends is a idiot advice and continue with just find a new boyfriend. Isn't that the same kind of thing to say? Update. AITA for getting upset about my boyfriend's guys' nights? So about 2 weeks ago I posted here asking if I was the ashole for getting mad at my boyfriend for his guy nights. The post didn't get a lot of attention, but the attention it did get was controversial and there was a lot of differing opinions, so I figured I'd do an update as a lot has happened. So after I posted, I ended up contacting the girlfriends in the group to see what was up, and we started noticing some fishy stuff. Their boyfriends and the guys in the group would say the exact same things to them as they did to me. Stuff like, we'd invite you but then the other girls will want to come. We also figured out that there were other nights that all the guys were free but that wanted to do Saturdays for some reason. One of the girls, H, was suspicious for this and many other reasons, so she checked her boyfriend's phone. I don't condone what she did at all, BTW, but in this circumstance I excuse it. While looking, she found a group chat called Boys Night, which she had never heard of. She was super suspicious at this point and clicked it to be greeted by a bunch of very interesting messages from the boys in our group. Well, guess what? Turns out guys' night was really go to a pub and cheat on your girlfriend night. The message was in reference to one of the girls my boyfriend was sleeping with last week. In fact, all the other guys except one were cheating, while the other knew but kept quiet. Another lovely discovery from the chat was that he hasn't been using protection with the other women or with me, birth control, meaning not only has he been cheating, he has also been putting me a high risk of an STD, while also risking mine and my elderly grandfather's life because of COVID. Needless to say, we've broken up and I feel better for it, but right now I'm friendless, single and waiting on the STD results, which doesn't feel fantastic. So yep. Definitely not the update I was hoping to do, but life clearly doesn't turn out the way you plan. Edit. Wow, I really was not expecting this response. Thank you for all the kind words. I'm at work at the moment and will try to respond as much as possible, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you all. And also thank you for the award. I'm very overwhelmed by all the kindness. Edit 2. Thank you again for all the kindness. I just thought I'd add a few things. 1. COVID isn't bad where I am else, but when we hang out we social distance with masks. You can't social distance during time, which is where my fear of COVID comes from. 2. One of the girls dumped her boyfriend who wasn't cheating but knew, and the other took him back he was cheating. And finally 3. I'm STD free. I got a call an hour ago and am so completely relieved now I can start to move on. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1. This sucks, but at least you know now and can be better off without him and the rest of your so-called friends. Maybe you could try and make friends with the ex-girlfriends now? I will say though, as someone who had friends who turned out to be not so great, don't feel like the time spent with them before your boyfriend was wasted. Were you happy with them? Did you have fun? Don't think of it as wasted time then, just time with people who turned out not so great. I'm not saying to forgive them, forgive yourself. I'm just saying don't regret, or be angry with yourself for having a good time with people who turned out to not as nice as you thought. Enjoy your memories and don't let them taint them, or you'll live in regret. Edit. Thanks for the awards, kind strangers. This is something I tell myself when I'm struggling sometimes. I'm so glad it's helped other people too. Redditor 2. Your ex-boyfriend and his friends are itty birds flocking together. Not even gonna talk about the morals of that one guy who didn't cheat because he's guilty by association and didn't do the right thing. I don't know if anything changed between you and the girls who the boys cheated on. Sometimes women bond and have great friendships when something this itty happened to them, especially with a cheating pact. Honestly, I've heard of pregnancy pacts, but cheating? Wow, that's a new low for cheaters. It's better finding out now than to find out years down the line that your boyfriend was cheating and continued to cheat. You've wasted enough time with him already. Don't let his stupidity plague your mind. Chin up and walk forth. Show him you can do much better than him. I hope the cheater's parents find out how horrible their child had turned out. Must be a disappointing Christmas family gathering later. Hopefully you get a clean bill of health and get wrapped in happiness soon like a burrito. Edit, spelling. Redditor follow-up. The worst part is they're not even his friends, they were ops friends first. Redditor 3, NTA. I'm so sorry. I remember this post, and how negative some people seem to get towards you for being a bit frustrated that your BF was excluding you from nights out with your friends group. I'm sorry it turned out to be even shitter than you thought, but the silver lining is this: a shoal is out of your life forever and you won't spend your life with him second-guessing yourself and wondering if you are going crazy for being suspicious. Good for you for trusting your instincts and not letting him act as if you were the craziest shoal. So you've lost AITA friends. You will find new better ones. Most people aren't as terrible as them. Redditor follow-up. These are such AITA guys, all of them. Some comments are saying that maybe she can stay friends with the original guy friends, but seriously? Even the guy who didn't technically cheat, whatever. What a gem is still a AITA person for supposedly being her friend and watching all this unfold. How could they sit there and look her in the eye? They didn't give a AITA. They all betrayed her. That's not a friend. The amount of disrespect towards her, to get to the level of literally a fortnightly cheating night, is just astronomical and, in my opinion, unforgivable.